Uncle, so I was having some issues, some language issues is what happened there. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with my microphone because I did drop it. I did drop this headset as soon as I ended the last one. So I was on a side quest of a side quest of a side quest. And in the middle of that side quest, I had to refresh everything. So anyways, I did successfully make the feed bot for the hook on ladder. And basically what the issue was was that the keyboard I had installed on the keyboard I was using, like not the physical keyboard, the virtual keyboard, it's for some reason when I put in single quotes or double quotes on there, they weren't being recognized as single quotes or double quotes because it wasn't like the standard American. It was an international virtual keyboard, which I don't even know how I managed to install that. I was like, yeah, sure, international, that'd be fine. It was not fine. So the code is supposed to strip out any quotes, single quotes or double quotes. But it wasn't recognizing those as single or double quotes. So it was sticking an extra quote into the URL, which was breaking the URL. So I tried to change my keyboard, and I basically had to reset my Chromebook. These buttons look bigger than usual. Why is that? All right, one more time. Let's see if I can get the directory index to actually work. We cannot. I need that directory index to work. Otherwise, I'm going to be on a side quest of a side quest of a side quest. I guess, wait. I truly don't know why it's not working. I think it's, it seems like when it had fewer directories, it worked fine. And then once I got beyond a certain number of directories, it just stopped working. But it does work occasionally. But it always kind of worked weird. Like it was always the thing where if you didn't know what you were doing. There we go. Okay. At least we got that. Now I need to send it a message for it to actually list the directories. There we go. These are all the directories. What am I looking for? Feedbots. I would really like to add the dates that these things were published. Sometimes it matters a lot. I can see why some websites, why some people on their WordPress blog don't include the date, because you're hoping this content is evergreen and it just looks outdated after even a year. But for especially like a live music venue, it should have dates. Okay. So my feedbot is not finding any posts about the Bong Show. Let's see if we can find anything. Wait, what just happened? It told me it wasn't. That is so crazy. It says no results found, but then it actually has. And is this a blog post? I'm getting sleepy. And the reason I'm getting sleepy, I think it's because I just ate a bunch of pistachios, which cause you to release melatonin. Okay. So, anyways, I just can't get over this search thing that it would. I mean, how does that work? This is a WordPress website, huh? Gasman Design. Let's check out Gasman Design. Corey Gassman, a passionate web and graphic designer dedicated to creating visually stunning and user-friendly websites. With over 25 years of experience in the field, I've honed my skills in website design, logo creation, online marketing. Explore my projects below. Let's see, who's he got? Office golf, hockey, stall construction, Seward. Looks like he's got a big portfolio. Ultra portable bike helmet. Oh, if that works, that's a good idea. A bike helmet that just looks like a hat, but it's an indestructible hat. Corey's blog. Let's check out what Corey's got to say. July 28th. Corey works for. I like Corey. I think Corey's great. I would love to work with Corey. I hope that Corey has an interest in working with me so that he can make the WordPress websites and do the SEO. And I will make the AI chatbots, which connect to the WordPress website, and use his SEO strategy to make auto bloggers and things like that. I'm going to try to keep this. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to 'Alright, so I made a note that I should make a demo for that guy. Hey, 你好机车啊。I just had to do a captcha in Chinese, and it was asking me to choose all the squares that include 机车, which is like, I don't know if that would really make sense the way they meant it to make sense, but the way it sounds for a person in Taiwan would be pick all the squares where somebody's being an asshole. Okay. Back on Instagram. I think that took a long time. God damn it, I'm still not on Instagram. What is happening here? I need this two-factor auth.储存你的等，稍后再说。I'm all out of pistachios. Okay, that was a lot of effort just to follow the hook and ladder. Or not, yeah, the hook and ladder theater. A place I've never been to. Okay. So, the thing is that when I searched for the Bong Show, I'm pretty sure that basically there are no blog. Let's see if there's an option to just search the blog here. I don't think there's any blog posts about. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Let's just look at what the blog consists of. Okay, so that was. Oh, so they haven't had a new blog post since 2020. Is that what I'm seeing here? I wonder if they even know how to make a blog post at this point. If it's been 5 years since you probably don't even know how to sign in. This website is probably just. I mean, it's fine, but the calendar is up to date. The calendar is very up to date. Interesting. All right, so I can subscribe to the calendar, which sucks. This sucks and is terrible. I did have a calendar bot. Where if you subscribe to a calendar on Google, it would be able to pull in that calendar feed and then answer questions about the calendar feed. So you could, ask about. Wait, is the Bong Show $22 to get in? $23 to get in? Holy shit! I hope I get a free ticket. For doing this, whatever I'm doing here. Made possible by voters of Minnesota through the Minnesota State Arts. I knew that there was a grift. So I'm assuming that this is at the hook and ladder. Let's find out. Edibles or weed. I wonder what they sell there. Let's find out. Anyways. All right, I don't know what to make of this. What is this now? All right, I have successfully gotten confused. There's this arcade, there's this, there's that, there's everything. Well, where the hell? Wow, I don't know what's going on. I'm sweating through my clothes here. So that was very confusing because I subscribed to the calendar and then I saw the first thing I saw on there was a record sale at the Hook and Ladder. But then when I when I clicked when I turned off the Sound Minnesota um calendar, that one disappeared. The Hook and Ladder event disappeared too. So I feel like the Hook and Ladder calendar is actually it's actually the Sound Minnesota calendar. Is that even possible? I'm so confused right now. Let's okay. Here's what we need to do. We need to go back to the Hook and Ladder. Now, what we're gonna do. All right, let's stay right there. But now, okay. I can't remember how far into the calendar thing I got there. I know I tried to make a calendar bot. I can't remember if I actually had a working example or just conceptually had figured out how I could do it. But I might dive into it today. But I mean, I'm confused just by the calendar without even like taking into consideration. Without the others, I mean, I'm just all of my Google Calendar stuff is literally left over from like working for English First. Okay. So yeah, something I said did just trigger Google Gemini to search something on my phone, despite the fact that apparently I said the keyword or something. So anyways, yeah, I'm confused just by this calendar. I'm so confused right now. How does this make any sense? Because it's like the Sound Minnesota calendar. But if they're using the Sound Minnesota calendar, then this shouldn't just show. Okay, so let me just check on the Sound Minnesota whether or not on October 19th they have the Light 'em Up Bong show. They do not. I am so confused right now. Why? I'm going to unsubscribe from the Sound Minnesota calendar. There we go. It did just give me a bunch of settings. Why did those settings pop up? That was weird. There we go. I'm going to change my location to the United States. Google has been thinking I was in China this whole time, and no matter what I do, I could never update it. Maybe I just needed to change it in my Google Calendar all along. Okay, let's see here. So as far as calendars go, you can subscribe to a calendar. What the hell? That doesn't create a new calendar. Browse calendars of interest. The URL of the calendar, huh? Okay, so when I click to subscribe to calendar, let's see what happens if I... What the hell? Okay, I think I might have sussed out the URL of the calendar. Nope, that's an invalid calendar. Wait. Calendar created, fetching events in the background. Let's see here. Did I successfully add the Hook Minneapolis calendar? I added it, but there are no events. So I don't think that worked. Yeah, there's nothing on there. Okay, so that clearly did not work. We got to try another way. So I just grabbed the ICS file. Let's see what happens if I... All right, so I'm trying to upload it, but it's telling me I have to add it to the everything. Imported 29 out of 29 events. That's not good. The event on there. And I just deleted it. So let's see if that, I deleted it, but it's still on there. Apparently it's impossible to delete this. Once it's on there forever. Fascinating. That's crazy. Once I have added that hook and ladder calendar to my everything calendar, It's just on there. There's no way to remove it now. Unless it's just like a caching issue. Let me check on my phone and see if it's on there too. Because it seems like I still have the Hook Minneapolis, like this extra in the URL here. Maybe that's doing something. I don't know. It's still on there. I can't delete it. I just permanently deleted my everything calendar. So why is it still on here? I don't know that you can delete your everything calendar, I think is the issue basically. It's like I could just delete all of the, but does that mean I deleted the events? Okay. I deleted every single thing that is on my everything calendar. That's amazing. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a new calendar. Let's make a new calendar. How do I make a new calendar? Create a new calendar. Hook and Ladder Theater. How do we spell theater? Like an American. All right. So I have a special Hook and Ladder Theater calendar. Now I need to attempt to add Oh, my nose is just running like crazy. So it's importing events, and I don't know if that means whatever. I am very confused about this whole calendar scenario. Anyway, so it does seem to be working though, I'll tell you that. We've got events all the way into November. Okay, let's just see what I can do with this calendar now that I have it. Yo. Oh, there we go. I'm still good on YouTube. So I feel like I'm sick. All right. So I tried to use the publicly shareable link. But the thing is that it asked me to sign in, so I just can't. Once you sign in, you cannot be sure of that. I would like to learn more about sharing my calendar. Oh, what did I just do? I didn't mean to do that. All right. It's still asking me to sign in if I try to use the publicly accessible. If it's a publicly accessible link, then you shouldn't need to sign in to see it. Otherwise, it is not publicly accessible. I think it worked. Okay. I think this works. There we go. So this here is a publicly accessible calendar. But I don't know if it's going to automatically update or not. We'll see if I can't. So here's the reason why I'm spending time on this thing right now is that even though my goal here was to make demos, that was my plan for today, and I'm not making demos. I'm basically coding. I mean, I'm not actually coding right now, but it's all research for the sake of eventual coding. And it's like, I've got enough. I don't need to code more. I don't need more tools. But the reason why I'm doing this is because if you're using a WordPress site, which this site is a WordPress site, like I can grab your blog posts. I can create a feed bot from your blog posts. I can grab the content from any page. I can list the pages on your site. I can make buttons where after they're listed, you'll pull in that content into the chatbot. I haven't actually done that yet, but it seems like, if I can pull in the pages and I can make the buttons, making it so that when you click a button, it grabs that specific page's content, shouldn't be too hard. So what am I missing then? So the only place that a WordPress website would have some data, especially data that's updated on a regular basis, that I can't access is if it's in the calendar. And I know that I did previously figure out how to make a calendar. But now that I think about it, maybe there was no real way to do it, because I think the only way to actually do it is to use the calendar ID, and the calendar ID is your email, and you're only allowed to have one calendar that's like publicly accessible and associated with your email. And that means that you can take any calendar and copy it to your publicly accessible calendar and then do that, but you can only do it one time. After that, you have to like mash different ones together. I don't know. It's probably still worth messing with though. Holy moly, I just had a hallucination. All right, where was I even? Make your calendar available to public. When you make a calendar public, people can find your public calendar on a website in a search results. If the website is searchable, sync your calendar with other apps, subscribe to your public calendar, and check it in calendar. All right, so here's my question then. If I have go. Oh my God, I just can't stop with the nose running. It's bad. I had a sore throat this morning too. Where did my public calendar even go? Okay, one more time. All right, so that is the public calendar. This is the link for it. Let's go on ChatGPT and play with it. Oh, wow. I am not signed in to ChatGPT, and this is how it's working. Yeah, I figured that would happen. Still too long. These are all styles. Holy shit. Oh, Jay Corey. I miss you, buddy. We've been missing you. I think that's the answer to my question, is that it's a plugin. All right, I give up on this endeavor right here. Okay. So the fact that ChatGPT can access that calendar implies that I can 100% figure out a way to access that calendar by uh, through the internet. I mean, API accessible, and it might not be. But even if it's not, at this point, I could probably grab the source for that. I could, yeah, I could just have PHP grab the source for that page, and then just parse it, and then provide the parsed information in the system prompt or whatever, just tagging information on to the bot. And that is how I would make a calendar bot. Now, my problem is this. If I'm not entirely sure whether that calendar is going to be automatically updated, because it said it imported the items. So I'm not sure if the calendar is automatically updated, then that's fine. Everything's fine. But if the calendar does not, if the calendar doesn't automatically update and then it just stops showing events, and then I'm going to think that my bot is broken and I'm going to be messing around in the code when in reality it's purely an issue of that the calendar was not in like wasn't being updated automatically. All right. Anyways, one way or another, I should be able to access this, and I'm going to look at what I had set up with calendar bots before. But first, I'm going to blow my nose and take a little breaky break. definitely feel like I have a cold. And I feel like explaining why I'm making these live streams. Um, for a few reasons. First of all, it actually helps me to talk through what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Um it keeps me from losing track of what I'm doing and why. And secondly, when I'm doing a lot of coding and then I feel like I can't explain to people what I did. So this is like one extra, did I finish that freaking energy drink? So this is one, it's just like if I practice explaining things and when it's time to explain it to a prospect or something, or just, somebody I'm talking to, it's easier because I've already explained it one time. And third, because I actually watch these live streams myself. And it helps me remember what I was working on and what I did. And it helps me fall asleep. Because if I'm just constantly thinking about just, turning things over in my head over and over again. Oh man, okay. So I have the Google Calendar API client in here. Uh, so yeah, I was definitely using the Google Calendar. Um, API, which I don't feel like messing with right now. But looking at the source for the calendar, this is going to be a hard nut to crack. Because I'm not seeing like what the hell is going on here. It's like pulling all of the calendar data from, let's see if I can paste this into ChatGPT. I kind of think I won't be able to, but yeah, that's too long. I think I'm going in circles here. I am definitely going in circles. Let's see what I have in terms of Google Calendar. For Sound, Minnesota. Which I'm pretty sure won't work because I did delete it. And now my server's going super slow again. I don't think this is going to work. God. So no upcoming events found. Let's see what happens if I change the calendar ID. I don't think it's going to work though. Wow, it freaking worked. Okay. Let's try it again. Let's try. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a new calendar. It's going to be called Sound Minnesota. Now I'm going to look up Sound Minnesota. They're pretty sure. Okay, subscribe to calendar. I'm doing it the same way I did the other one. All right, so now I have a calendar called Sound Minnesota. Go to settings. Import, export. Select file from computer. Sound Minnesota. Add it to calendar, Sound Minnesota. Now I need to go to the Sound Minnesota calendar. Make it available to the public. And then I need the calendar ID. And now we're gonna just go ahead and so this one is for hooking. Hooking Ladder Theater. And now this one. Can delete the calendar ID. And if that worked, now it will show the Sound Minnesota events. Try it again. All right. Well, that seems to be working. And again, I just don't know whether or not it's going to automatically update these events. That's my main problem here. But let's ask ChatGPT. So I'm asking it if I import a calendar, if I import the oh, fuck, it's a one-time import of the events. So it told me that it is just importing events. I don't know what happened. I don't know what that was. Okay. All right. Where did that Sound Minnesota thing go? Let's see when it says. What even is iCalendar? All right. Let's see here. What was this link that it's given me? Okay. Let's try this again. Um, that's interesting. It only got a couple of things here. Why? Why is it only getting a couple of things? It should have a lot of things. Am I filtering or something? Why is it not showing me all these events? I mean, there's tons of events listed on here, and it's only showing like a few. Don't know what's going on with that, but I'm gonna try it with the Hook and Ladder Theater now. Let's just subscribe to Calendar, Google Calendar. You know, I don't believe them. That said, I'm not sure that I did that right. Okay, let's just. All right, one more time. Let's click on subscribe to calendar, Google Calendar. Okay, now it's not showing me any events at all, so that's ridiculous. I didn't actually do anything there. All right. Wow, you're not allowed to edit your things when you're not signed in? Crazy. All right, let's see if this one works. Calendar ID. Okay, if this shows anything, that's great. If it doesn't, then I'm really kind of screwed because I already deleted the calendars that were working. Okay, it's working. This should work. This should work. Okay. So let's take a look at how this all works here. What format is this even putting things out in? Oh my god. All right. Now I'm gonna go take that whole directory and copy it. Okay, so soundmn.php. So if I make a system prompt called what the hell? That is annoying. All right, so I made a system prompt, giving it title. Now I'm going to include Um, all right, what was I doing exactly here? So I was including the Sound Minnesota file. That's right. Okay. So what I need though is that instead of just displaying the items, it adds them to the conversation history. So we'll see if ChatGPT knows what the hell I'm talking about here. This is a terrible way to do coding. There we go. Okay. So if that worked, then if I go to demo.ai upgrade.site and I start a new chat, it should list the calendar bot here. Hook calendar, there we go. And now what Hook calendar is going to do is grab all of the events and add each one to the chat history as an assistant message. And then that's all. Awesome. It's just making things up. Pretty sure that there's going to be an error log here. That will tell us that the file I created is yeah, it did not successfully include heh. Okay, so I just need to fix that path. Definitely want to be sharing this one instead. There we go. Okay. Let's try it again. If it works, then there will be a whole bunch of assistant messages. Didn't work. Did not work. That's not good. Hmm. I think there's still a problem with the inclusion path. Wait, I better make sure before I. Okay. All right, let me just make sure I put everything in the right spot here. I think so. Okay, now we just need to make sure it's including from the current working directory. And let's see, I think this will work. That did not work. What the fuck is going on? Okay. Hmm. Okay. Nothing really happened there. Okay. I introduced an error somehow. I want to eat a lot of food. I would like to eat a lot of food. And I'm not hungry. One more time. Gross. Well, there was a PHP error, which is good. Because when there's PHP errors, one more time. There we go. Check that out. Let's make another one.